If you're like me, occasionally you can't figure out what to make for dinner, especially on keto. It has its own challenges, but we're here to fix that. Did you ever go to your freezer or your fridge and all you really have is ground beef and you just can't make hamburgers or meatloaf again, which are great keto recipes? Well, I have taken a family classic. My sister-in-law showed me how to freeze a head of cabbage so the leaves become very pliable, easy to roll. This will bake up in the oven in about an hour. The filling, I modified it, and I'm going to show you how. And let's get started. Hi, I'm RJ. Welcome back to Keto Over 50. Today, we are making old-fashioned, super easy one-bowl cabbage rolls. I have got a pound of ground beef in my bowl. Now, instead of rice, which if you've ever made cabbage rolls, you know you would use a bowl of rice. I want to make sure you get to see it. So that's just about a cup of riced cauliflower that I had bought frozen, and I just let it thaw in a bowl in the fridge all day. And I'm adding about, I don't know, a half of a small onion or a half a cup of chopped onion. And you want it chopped pretty fine, pretty finely. Okay, and one of these days, I decided one of these days I'm going to show you all my salt and pepper shakers, and you're going to wonder why I like these better than anything, but they're antique and I love them. And if I go too fast, they go flying, and I've broken 2 of them so far. Looking for more. So salt, pepper, and garlic, super easy. And I'm going to add about a half a cup of the Pork King Good pork rind crumbs. I think these are so much better than the other brands. One has a red label. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but that's it. And you know, I love everything in one bowl. And even though we have to roll the cabbage rolls, this is what we're going to put in them. So instead of rice, we're using breadcrumbs, the pork crumbs, and chopped onion, and riced cauliflower. And this is going to give these such a great texture. So yeah, my sister-in-law, Aurelia, taught me how to freeze a head of cabbage. She and her mother would make like 300 cabbage rolls for family events and big dinners. That's it. And look at this, just so easy, just mixing that up. And we're ready to go. I've got my filling, I've got my leaves. I took my cabbage out of the freezer about 4 hours ago. I see it's still frozen in the middle. Oh, well. Usually when I make cabbage rolls, I may not be making 200 or 300, but I usually use a pound of ground beef and a pound of ground pork. And that's wonderful. And I remember asking my sister-in-law's mother, what do you put in the rolls? And her English wasn't real good. She said, whatever you have on hand. I got that much from her. So you can put in anything that you have, any kind of ground meat that you like, you can mix it in. And of course, they were using rice. I'm using riced cauliflower. So you don't want to take too big of a piece, but a little bit. These are going to be done in a heartbeat because this is all I have to make. About like that. Like a nice little amount that's going to fit in this cabbage roll. Now, because we froze the cabbage roll, this guy was tearing a little bit. Look at how quick that is. Boom, boom, boom. And they're rolled. He didn't want to be part of the team, right? Okay, and here's the 2 big pieces. That was 1 leaf that I cut. And don't worry about little things like tears or holes in it. You're never going to see that, okay? So again, you're almost making them meatball size. I should use my scooper. I love my scooper. But I'm just making them, what is that? Like about the size of a chicken wing almost. You don't have to tuck them in on the sides like a burrito. You can just roll them up. They're not going to go anywhere. You just want, I thought this dish would be perfect for the amount that I'm going to make. And this was, again, 1 pound of ground beef. And just rolling these up. Look at how easy that is. Oh, I did this guy backwards. His bigger part of the stem was there. They don't have to be picture perfect. So all you do is peel one of the outermost leaves off the cabbage. I got 2 there. And I do like to dry them off. So keep a paper towel handy. And then I cut the big stem out. Whoopsie. And now that's 2 more rolls. Or 1 little one, 1 big one. And you can shape the meat to fit the cabbage leaf that you have. Look at this. Boom, boom, boom. If you have enough of your cabbage leaf to tuck it in, you can tuck it in, you can wrap it on the outside, whatever works. And this is just going to be so easy. So this guy is smaller, so I'm going to make a smaller one. I mean, it's not an IQ test here, right? And I'm just going to roll him up. And look at this. Boom, boom, boom. And he's done. This is so easy. Just make sure that you dry off your cabbage leaves so that they're easier to work with. It won't hurt the cabbage rolls. You just want the meat to stick to them when you cook them. Voila! Look at that. How fantastic. If you're enjoying the content, please give the video a thumbs up, like, and I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. It's free to subscribe. Now, you can bake these as is, but most people put a sauce over it, and I'm just using this, I love these red gold crushed tomatoes. I think I have a thing against the stewed tomatoes because there's always a little nub in there, like the stem of a tomato. I hate when I hit that. Ugh, don't like it. Now, this is the big twist. When I used to make cabbage rolls, I would use brown sugar in the sauce and I would use ginger ale. And I have tried this with like Zevia ginger ale, the one sweetened with stevia. And I've tried it with other sodas and sugar-free sodas, and it's just not the same. So I'm just using the tomato sauce, and I'm using a little bit of ginger. Not too much, probably about just under a half a teaspoon. And I'm using brown allulose and monk fruit sweetener. And I'm going to go ahead, because I didn't season the meat a whole lot, I'm going to put a little more salt, pepper, garlic, and even some onion powder, which I moved into another bottle here. The recipe will be down below in the description, of course, as always. Little garlic powder. You know, if you like it kicked up, you could put in some cayenne or some Tony's Creole seasoning or some red pepper flakes. Whatever you like to make it the way you want it. This is going to be kind of like a sweet and sour sauce, which is how I like my cabbage rolls. And you won't believe how I serve them up. You have to stay till the end because, again, I learned this from my sister-in-law. The first time they served them this way, I was like, what are you doing? And then she goes, try it. How many times have you tried something that you thought was going to be terrible and someone said, just try it, and you got hooked immediately, right? Okay, so that's it. And I'm just going to make sure that all of these get some of it on them. Look at how perfect this pan was. I don't know why. I must have been psychic today when I picked out this pan. I have so many white casserole dishes, and I wanted it to come up over the sides because of the sauce. And this was just perfect. I love when you have just the right dish, the right size dish for what you're making. Okay, so that's, everything is covered. I didn't grease the pan at all. I just put it in there. These pans are so easy to clean too. The white ceramic, I just love them. They set such a pretty table. I know I talk about freezing food. I put these in a food saver bag. I really couldn't get along without my food saver. When I cook these, I'll have, oh God, that's delicious. Yum. If company was coming, I would not do that. I would use a paper towel to clean it up. But it's just me. So this is so easy. Even rolled and fancy. People are going to think you worked hours for this. So if you're having company for dinner, or it's just you, or you and your spouse, or maybe the kids are coming over. I whipped this up. It didn't even take 10 minutes. The hardest thing was probably chopping the onions, which wasn't hard at all. It just took a little planning in that I defrosted the riced cauliflower. I don't know why I can't say that today. I defrosted the riced cauliflower, and that had been wrapped and sitting in the fridge for a while, and I thawed out the meat. But that's it, and I'm going to cover this and bake it at 350 for about an hour. And I'm going to have probably 2 of these for dinner tonight, and I will have 4 food saver bags. So one night, again, when I don't feel like cooking, I'll just defrost that, and I will have a wonderful cabbage roll dinner. And you can make this with riced cauliflower that you've mashed, because I love this with mashed potatoes. I used to love it with mashed potatoes. Now I like it with mashed riced cauliflower. This is going in the oven at 350 for 1 hour, and I'll see you right back here in 2 seconds. Okay, it's been an hour and 15 minutes, maybe an hour and 20. I took the foil off after an hour, and the tomato sauce hadn't cooked much, at least not as much as I wanted it to. So it has been an hour and 20 minutes or so. I got out one of my old Limoges dishes because I thought it would set off the red very nicely. And here we go. And are you ready to see what I am going to put on this to eat it? You probably wouldn't dream of it in a million years. I love to share this with you. Okay, I'm going to cut into it. Now you know it's done. This is going to be amazing between the pork breadcrumbs. Look at that. Between the pork breadcrumbs and the riced cauliflower that I can't seem to say today. The riced cauliflower. Okay, and I'm going to cut it up like I was 5 years old, just so that I can show you what I'm going to do with it. And you don't have to do this at all. You can eat it like an adult, 1 bite at a time. But I wanted to make sure that you get this. Oh, and it's so good if you can make it with cauliflower mashed as well. So this is the mystery ingredient, a little sour cream. And yes, the first time I was having these with my sister-in-law, Aurelia, and she served them up and she goes, we put sour cream on them. And I thought, you what? Because my mom had never used sour cream on cabbage rolls, but I'm telling you, it is the perfect, oh God, RJ, you need to keep it in there. Okay. It is the perfect accompaniment for this. And remember, we've got a little ginger in the sauce. I want to get some of this cabbage and take a good bite without burning my mouth. It's still boiling. This is so good. I hope you'll try it. If you made cabbage rolls before and you were puzzled as to how can you make them and have them be keto and still be good, this is it. The cabbage is, it's so different when you freeze it first, and it's so much easier than having to boil the leaves. It's just delicious. Well, I can't get it on my fork. Get on there so I can take a lady bite. This is so good. I hope you'll try it. It's not like you really taste the ginger, but you definitely get that sweet and sour combination because there's brown sugar in the crushed tomatoes and ginger. This is how all my videos end, with me saying, it's so good when I do it right. If you're enjoying the content, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, a like, and comment. Let me know where you are, where you're watching this, and if you're going to make these, or if you have your own family recipe that you like. If you're looking for something new, this is comfort food at its finest, and you would never know that it was keto. The consistency of the filling in these cabbage rolls between the crushed pork rinds and the riced cauliflower. Hey, I said it without stumbling. And the riced cauliflower, it's just dynamite. It's so good. It's the perfect consistency, almost like a great meatball. Yum, yum, yum. And if you've never tried sour cream, just plain old sour cream, full fat sour cream on your cabbage rolls before, promise me you're going to give it a shot. and just makes it pop. It's like when you put lemon zest on something, it's what it needed, right? So I do hope you'll try it. It's super easy. Did you ever think cabbage rolls could be easy? Amazing, isn't it? And the flavor is just exquisite. They're beautiful. Put it on your good china, on your nice linens, and really have a great dinner with your family or just by yourself. So thank you for joining me. This is RJ for Keto Over 50. Take care of yourself. Stay beautiful.